morning, everyone. To the lead valued investor, good morning. We say big thank you to you. We acknowledge your participation in our last program that took place on Saturday. So we believe you've been able to walk away with some facts that will be able to guide your investment decision. So this morning we'll be going through the equities market review, give you opportunities you can also take in equities market, and then from there, we also look at the opportunities in the fixed income markets as we usually do. So we'll take a review of the market. In the course of last week, it was a good outing for the bulls. Bull dominated trading days out of the 5 trading days of the market on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So at the end of the week, markets also gained 0.63% week on week, and that actually pushed all our year-to-date return to 29.16%. Our all-share index has now moved to 96,579.54 basis points. In terms of our turnover for the week under review, a total turnover of 2.8 billion units of shares, worth 53.05 billion were traded. In contrast to 5.6 billion units, they were traded in the previous week, worth 33 billion. In terms of units, last week was lower, but in terms of value, it was also higher because of activities around some of the highly capitalized stock. The financial service firm industry still led the activities charts. We've always been emphasizing that financial service firm or sector will continue to dominate the market, and it has been attested to from the figure we have seen in the recently released GDP growth rate of 3.19%. The financial service industry and the banking contributed about 28.13% to the entire GDP growth rate for the second quarter of the 2024. That is to tell us that activities around financial service firm industry will continue to grow, and because of the revenue they are also making based on the recent review of various macroeconomic programs. Activities around oil and gas we also noticed in the market about 289 million units of shares in oil and gas worth 11.3 billion also took place. But looking at the major key drivers of the market in the course of last week, why the market was up, strong position taking we noticed in Consolidated Market Insurance, Veritas Capital, and Access Holding, and the three companies together accounted for 863 million units of shares worth 3 billion naira, and then they also contributed 30.57% to the total equity turnover, and then they also contributed 7.15% to the total equity value, and then the market capitalization moved to 55.47 trillion. And then for the first time in the last 4 weeks, we observed that all 5 major indices under lead capital coverage, NGX banking, week on week gained 1.96%, and we could trace that movement or that uptick. So activities in some banks, the Fugas, First Bank, UPA, Stanbic IBTC, and some other 2 banks like the FCMB and the Sterling Bank, and the same thing to oil and gas. We saw Oando moving up to 76 naira. Eternal Oil also moved up, and then Total Energy and Japan. These are the 4 major companies under oil and gas. That was why we saw movements in oil and gas index. The same insurance also gained 5.76%. People are taking strong position in insurance company. We saw some insurance company like Sovereign Trust. We saw Veritas Capital. We also saw Linkage Assurance, and people also taking position and Consolidated Market Insurance. While for the consumer goods, NASCON, Allied Company PLC also moved the market, and the United UACN as well. So all the 5 major indices are also moving up, and we have also seen some results coming to the market last week. We'll talk about that when we get to the other slide. But our week to date performance has also moderated. The negative of -4.4 is now 1.22%. That's for the month to date, and our quarter to date we also recorded some gains. We are now moving towards 3.48% in terms of negative. We expect the GDP trade release to the market to also drive the equities market. So on the projected projected scorecard for the bank capitalization, of course, we have also seen some results coming to the market for the Zenith Bank. And we factor in Zenith Bank. We encourage all our value customers to take advantage of the Zenith Bank. We have seen the superlative performance the company released to the market. They've been able to grow their revenue from 9.6 billion in Q2 of 20 for the after of 2023 to 2.1 trillion. Now, very massive and encouraging superlative performance. And they have also declared a dividend of 1 naira for the first time in the history. We had already projected that they are going to pay 80 kobo, but they paid 1 naira, still within our expectation. So our analysis regarding people buying their public offering or their right issue, I think we're on the right track. Let's continue. Those who haven't filled their form, let them fill their form. It's still trading at a discount when you compare the market, the far price and the right price with the market price. Of course, within the week, Zenith Bank will move towards 14 naira. So for the Zenith Bank, we encourage value customers fill your form for the right issue and the public offering to be among the people that also have that stock in their portfolio. Why those that will be buying the right issue may not benefit from the dividends because they haven't used the fund for the business. Those who are in the position already, they'll be the ones that will benefit from the interim dividend. But it's very encouraging. It's a good news to the market. We did some analysis last week about some of the tickers that we believe they've been able to sustain their interim dividends in the last 3 years. And then number one is on Access Bank. Their result is expected to hit the market between this week and next week, awaiting CBN approval. The last one they paid was 50 kobo. We projected 60 kobo for the Q2 of 2024, and the price is trading 19 naira. So we encourage investors to take advantage, to be among the people that will benefit from the interim dividend. GTB Bank, the same thing. We also projected 80 kobo because they've been able to grow their interim dividends in the last 3 years. And then looking at their performance for Q1, they did better than last year. So we expected something bigger, and investors should be more compensated this time around than the last year. Fidelity Bank as well, we are projecting 30 kobo for the half year of 2024. Stanbic IBTC, we are looking at 2 naira 50 kobo for the half year. UBA, we are also looking at 70 kobo. Zenith Bank, the result has been the market. We projected 80 kobo, they paid 1 naira. We will try to be conservative, and I think it's also good. And that's also attests to the fact that these companies, these banks, after the capitalization exercise, they are going to have more money to increase revenue and income that is coming from the interest income and the non-interest income. And then at the end of every year, as the company is moving and expanding in terms of using those funds that has been raised in the primary offer to grow their business. So investors should expect more compensation. Last year, they paid 4 naira as total dividend, the combination of 3 naira 50 kobo for the final and then 50 kobo for the interim. But this time around, we expect that at the end of the financial year of 2024, Zenith Bank should be able to pay 5 naira based on the half-year performance. Presco is still out, and then Okomu Oil, they paid 88 naira as interim. The Total Energy is also dominating the oil and gas sector, and we've seen activities around the oil and gas. They are all really making money now because of the demand, global demand for the crude oil, and then even for the PMS within African and Nigerian jurisdiction. Seplat, still from part of our recommendation, they've also paid 3 cents, about almost 50 naira by the time you convert that to dollar. So what we are telling you indirectly is that those who have not taken position in these papers that have not declared their dividends, they will take that advantage. Because one thing about the market, once the information moves to the market, you see rally. I want to assure you that Zenith Bank is going to rally today. That will be the first superlative interim dividend that will be coming from any of the figures in our market. So there's tendency for the stock to move to 14 naira. And the people we have been advising that Zenith Bank has formed part of our recommendation before now, in terms of dividend yields, their dividends will be higher than those who are just buying today. For those who have not bought it, the time is still, opportunity is still available. You can still buy because the valuation around this stock is more than the price is currently trading. So in terms of recommendation, we'll continue to maintain the key companies, the key tickers in our markets. Access Bank still form part of our recommendation. Fidelity Bank, First Bank, TB, UBA, Sterling Bank, Stanbic Bank, United Capital, Zenith Bank, ICO, and the Custodian Master Insurance. 1 to 20, we still maintain our buy recommendation strongly. Our 21 to 30, we still maintain our old recommendation. 31 to 32, Eternal Oil and Presco, we are placing them on sale. Because if you look at the earnings per share of Eternal Oil in the Q1, the earnings per share was -7 naira. But the activities has been driving the price above what is been trading. It's been trading above our valuation. So we expect people taking profit in an eternal oil. And then our recommendation in Lead Capital is based on fundamentals. We don't speculate. We like to dish out those recommendations based on the fundamentals, which is the key metrics to guide investors. That's why you haven't seen Owando in our recommendation, because Owando results in the that's the 2023 financials of Owando. They are still at a 35 billion loss, 2022 34 billion loss, until we've seen their results for the 2024 Q1 and Q2. That will be the time we'll be able to take a position whether you are buying. Owando has been going up, but it's driven by sentiment, not fundamentals. And we will not put it in our recommendation until we're able to analyze those results and give you those information that we believe they are key metrics for you to guide your decision. What are the expectations for the week? We expect the new purchase enthusiasm to propelled by bull dominance in the market. Lower stock now offer appealing entry point for investors seeking position themselves tactically, especially on recent declining banking stock. Those banking stock are still trading below their fair value. So if you haven't taken position in those banking stock, next year may be too late. Next month may be too late. This is the right time for you to come into the market and start putting and we are asking those stock into your portfolio, so that by the end of the year, your analysis will be very high and your dividends will also be very high for those who will be willing to take position after declaration of the corporate action. We expect release of superlative Zenith Bank half-year performance and the mouth-watering declaration of ₦1 dividends to serve as a catalyst and lead to buy interest in the banking stocks. Some other companies will also follow suit, those who are in full gas, that are known for the consistent interim dividends. The market also await release of half-year result of Access Bank, PTB, Fidelity Bank, and UBA sometime this week, which may likely to match up or close Zenith Bank performance. Zenith Bank has stopped the charts now, but we cannot underestimate other one. When we see other results coming to the market, we're able to gauge which one is the best. But for now, Zenith Bank is the first of investor in terms of interim dividend declaration. Given the return in the fixed income market, we cannot completely eliminate profit taking and fund movement to that segment of the market, because there's tendency for the CBN to lower the interest rate in the subsequent meetings. So you see people taking position, taking advantage of elevated yields, because if you don't take position now, by the time they start lowering the interest rates, you may not be in that zone or among the investors that will benefit from the high interest rate return environment. So we expect profit taking in the market as well in some tickers and fund movement. Finally, after accounting for every possibility, we predict equity market to close the week higher and move to the green zone and the bull winning the week. So this is the end of the equities market presentation. We'll move to the fixed income, and thereafter we entertain question and answer. Thank you very much.
Okay, good morning, everyone. And very quickly, we'll run through what transpired in the fixed income segment of the market for the week ended 30th August. Funding rates, just as we predicted last week, we saw some decline. We saw a massive decline, rather, in the funding rate, as the open repo rate and the overnight rate declined by 767 basis points and 611 basis points, respectively. And that wasn't perfect. We saw that FAC allocation was disbursed last week into the system. So that saturated the system, thereby leading to elevated liquidity levels. And then as a result of that, we saw that the treasury bills market, all the markets basically, they closed very positive on the positive notes, because we saw renewed buy interest on the back of the elevated liquidity levels. For the treasury bills, we saw that at the end of the week, rates are declined by 11 basis points at 21.21. And this is on the back of previous week's activities where the auction result closed are lower. So we saw that sentiment also filtered into the market for last week, thereby supporting the bullish sentiment witnessed across the various maturities. And okay, later this week there's an NTB auction coming up. We understand that there might be constraints in terms of liquidity. Sorry, the size, which is about 50 million, but that's where our various products come into play. Because the products we have also invest in all these funds, it gives it an avenue or the opportunity to also enjoy the benefits that are currently inherent in the market. So at the end of this presentation, we'll touch on our various products and encourage our clients to position in them to take advantage of juicy offers that are currently available. For the bonds market, like I said, the market also closed on a bullish note as we saw some improved demand, particularly at the lower end, at the short end of the curve. We saw activities were more skewed to the 25s, the 27s, and I think the 33s. Those are like the maturities that took the major shine or the wins in the market for the week. And at the end of the week, we saw that the market, the average yields across the top closed by or declined by 67 basis points to close at 18.96%. Speaking of this, lead fixed income fund also invests strictly in fixed income assets, which the bonds are actually one of those asset classes that we invest in. So with the elevated rates we still currently have, there's an opportunity for you to also take advantage of those, and then you get to enjoy the better rates that are currently available. Just like my colleague rightly said, the era of elevated rates might be coming to an end very soon. So it's the best time for now. It's the best time for you to make those decisions you've been stalling on. And for the foreign exchange market, Naira continued the downward slope or the depreciation as witnessed in the previous week, where at the close of last week, Naira lost 28 Naira 42 kobo to decline by 181 basis points. To close at 1,598 Naira 56 kobo. That's just about less than 2 Naira to 1,600 at the official window, which I would say is not a good one. But we hope that the efforts by the monetary authorities vis-a-vis those by the fiscal side will continue to sustain the appreciation of the Naira, even though we've not seen that in recent times. And with the current uncertainty that we're witnessing in the petroleum space, it's not a good news for our Naira, because as we all might be aware, crude seems to be a major source of FX for the country. But that aspect of the market seems not to be doing excellently well for now. But we hope that the efforts, the authorities won't sleep on their duties, and they will continue to do all it to take to sustain our official currency. And for our expectation for this week, the market is very, very liquid. Currently, we have well over 1 trillion Naira in terms of liquidity in the system. So we expect that the funding rate will still remain suppressed at the current levels where they are. There's a treasury bills auction that will take place later this week. We expect that the market would be determined by the outcome of that auction. But power expectation, we see rates are still being slightly declined due to the current level of liquidity we have in the system. And for the bonds market, we expect the bullish sentiment to continue as we'll continue to see some investors' interest at the attractive yields. So I said at the beginning of my presentation that we have various product offerings which have been well carved out to give our clients the opportunity to enjoy the benefits that are currently available in the market. For our lead fixed income fund, this is a fund that strictly invests in fixed income assets from the money market to the bonds market. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we can see that rates are still very attractive. On the treasury bills end, we can see rates are still at the levels of about 19-20% on average. So if we invest in these various products, it means that the returns that would accrue to you would definitely be better off than what you would normally get from your regular conventional bank accounts. So the current annualized yield on the fund, considering our current performance year to date, that's annualized. We have a current annualized yield of 24.77%, which I think is a very attractive one when compared with alternatives currently in the market. And in terms of your risk profile, you are barely not exposed to any serious risk because the assets are strictly fixed income and they have stable trends. For the lead balance fund, I know my colleague has rightly spoken to the activities in the stock market, and this very fund, it invests both in the stock market and in the fixed income market, and that's to give our clients the opportunity to diversify their portfolio across the various markets. 50% of this particular fund invests in the fixed income market, while the other 50% invests in the equities market. So that gives you a well-blended opportunity to take advantage. Yeah, it gives you a mixed opportunity or a well-created opportunity to enjoy the dividends or the benefits from both ends of the market. And the annualized yield on that fund is currently at 17.23%. We're doing everything possible to also grow that and make it more attractive. Our lead dollar fund, this is a fund that strictly invests in fixed income dollar products or FX assets. You have FX and you're looking at investing them, you're not so sure what to do. Rather than keeping them in your domiciliary account, this is a very good outlet to take advantage of. With an annualized yield of 14.95%, I feel like this is the sweet deal that any rational capitalist would want to take advantage of. And you might be curious as to how to get started. All you need to do is to send us an email. Our customer service team will be there to provide guidance on how to sign up or to get onboarded for the various products. And therefore, we also have a fixed deposit product with tenor ranging from 90 days to 365 days. Rates like we have been emphasizing for a while now are beginning to decline. So I feel like now is the time to take advantage of the current levels we have and locking your funds to prevent being caught up when rates are down. And for Eurobond trading, we know we have a number of investors who are heavily who have huge or substantial effects and are also looking at what to invest with, what to do with those funds. The Eurobond trading is also a very good opportunity to take advantage of, whereby you get to invest your funds in Eurobonds. And the minimum size for this is about $200,000. But like we've always emphasized, you think you don't have up to that, and there are some arrangements you can make in-house for your $100,000, $50,000. We can still work out something for you in that regard. With this, we've come to the end of our presentation. It's time to take questions, comments, inquiries. I'll be here to provide answers and clarifications where necessary. Thank you. Okay, good morning. Thank you for the innovation. Please, I need an assistant on how to put all my SCHETR stock into one house.
Okay, thank you. Okay, just send an email to us. Our customers will get across to you. That is not a problem. You can do that. We'll conduct a global search for you, and we extract every stock and every kobo you have entitled to in terms of dividends. Just send us an email. We'll reach out to you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I guess client is asking, the brokerage firm which handles the brokerage firm who handles my stock has folded up. Can I still gather all into one firm?
Yes, you can still do that, sir. So just also send us an email. We'll also extract that. There are processes and procedures to recover your asset from an inactive or a dead firm. Thank you.
Just to emphasize, if I have issues in looking at us assisting you with, just send an email to our customer service team, and we have experience and well knowledgeable members on that team that will be more than happy to provide clarity and resolution. Clarity to your inquiries. It's time for questions. Okay, what is going on with Wema Bank?
Well, currently, I think it was released to the market that they will be raising 150 billion naira to recapitalize. So we are expecting more insight from their management. As usual, they will come to the market and they will meet the NGX team, and then they will be able to showcase what they have in plan. But for now, they said they want to raise 150 billion, either through public offering or right issue. But once we have that information at our disposal, we'll also put it in the slide and give analysis whether it's worth buying, as we did for the other banks.
Okay, thank you. What is the yield on in the Eurobond for the Eurobond space? I think current average yield for the Eurobond market should be somewhere over 10%. We've seen some rally in that space of the market due to the certainty or the comment made by the US Fed that rates is likely going to be cut this month. So we've seen the market pricing that comment into trading. So I think our current average yield is roughly around over 10%. I have unclaimed dividend from companies from past year. Can I still get them?
Yes, you can still get them, sir, as long as it's not more than 12 years. If it's more than 12 years, those that are more than 12 years, you won't be able to get it. But if it's still those within these 12 years, you can still get it. Send us an email through our customer service, and then we'll pick up from there. Our registrars will reach out to you, and then we'll retrieve all your unclaimed dividends for you, sir.
Okay, is the dividend on Eurobond paid annually? Eurobond coupons are paid on Eurobond, and the coupons are paid biannually. That's twice in a year, every 6 months, depending on the maturity of the bond you are buying. Thank you for those questions. And if you would like to ask a question directly, you may use the raise hand icon, and we would unmute you to ask your questions. As an alternative, you can also type in your questions in the chat box so we can answer them. Yeah. Okay, we have someone's hand up. Okay, do you share the recordings of your sessions? Yes, we do. At the end of each sessions, the recording is being sent out by our IT team. So you should get the one for today's session before the end of today's session. Okay, we have someone's hand up. You've been unmuted. You can ask a question, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, well done. Please, my question, thank you for teaching us. My question this morning is about the WEMA last year rights issue stuff. What's happening to the allotment? I don't think they have completed the allotment.
Okay, thank you. I think some people. Okay, so for the Wema Bank, we contacted the GTA registrars, and I think they have some technical issue, and then we are also engaging them to ensure that all our clients that subscribe to the right issue that have not been credited are credited. So this week we'll still reach out to them. But from the information we have gotten from the GTA registrar, which is our registrar, we've credited some investors, right? Those that are pending, they're also working on it. But we'll follow them up to ensure that your account is credited. If your account has not been credited, it too.
When are the results for UBA Access and GT Bank are expected?
So anytime soon, maybe this week or next week. I think they've not submitted to the central bank for approval, and then we are expecting interim dividend declaration from the three banks because they've been doing that in the last 3-4 years. But hopefully, in the next 1 or 2 weeks, the result is going to be out.
If there are any more questions, you can indicate by raise of hand so we can unmute your mic, or you can use the chat box to type out your questions. Okay, in the absence of any other question, I would like to bring the session to a close at this point. We'd like to once again thank each and every one of you for taking out the time for joining this session. And we wish each and every one of you a productive and a happy week, months ahead. Thank you.